Yeah, I got to start this story time off just asking people to just keep my teenager cousin in prayer. She just lost her mother last night, and I just found out a couple of hours ago. And you don't have to pray if you don't want to, but if it's some prayer warriors out there that want to just uplift my teenager cousin, she just lost her mother last night. And I just thank you guys for that, because it's still heavy on my heart and on my head. So anyways, y'all, this is story time about the time I took the police on a high-speed chase. Now, I don't live there no more. I was 17 years old. I'm 36 today. Another case of being loyal to somebody. I have a cousin that we was like this. Where you seen her, you seen me. If you seen me, you seen her. We was on the phone together, whatever. We were close. You know, she was a troubled teenager. You know, she did her thing. She got in and out of trouble. You know, that was just her. And, you know, I wasn't no angel, but I wasn't in and out no trouble. But I had a smart mouth, you know what I'm saying, whatever. But anyways, we was working there ever since we was able to work. So we was teenagers working. Like I say, we was driving before we even had driving license or restricts or whatever. That's just the type of family that we came up in. They taught us how to drive early, and it's just what it was. Anyways, we worked at this nursing home. And we was like servers in the dining area at these nursing homes. I started first because I was a year older than her. So at this time she started, she was like 16. And then I was 17. So we had been working for a while. And, you know, I did my money how I did my money. And she did her money how she did her money. But her mom made her open up a bank account. You know, back then, I don't know if it's still like that. But the more likely it probably is. You couldn't open up a bank account unless you had an adult open it for you. And, you know, like that. So her mom would take her to donate her, to cash her check, put money up. You know, I guess teaching her responsibility. Maybe it was how I did. I don't know. But that's just what they used to do. She used to tell me. So, you know, she putting her money in this bank account all this time. She thinks her money stacking up. She know what she got. Because, you know, at that time, they taught us how to balance a checkbook thing. Like, you know, you used to have your checkbooks, then your balance, state balance or whatever. Where you can keep up with, I don't know the name of it, but you know what I'm talking about. Where you can keep up with your balance. Well, anyways, her mom had this car. I think it was like an Oldsmobile Avalera, a little two-door, little cute little car, silver. She had little hubcap rims, all rims, whatever, but tinted window. We stayed sliding, you know what I'm saying? Because her mother is, okay, my cousin's name is Blueberry. So Blueberry mother actually is my first cousin. So it would make Blueberry my second cousin, because me and her mom was first cousin. But I looked at her like an auntie, and I respected her as such, regardless if she deserved it or not. But anyway, so we always used to be going places together. We always went places. So her mama had a spare key to this car. So Blueberry, me, and my best friend, we just gonna call her Robin. And Robin, she used to come down every now and then, but she stayed like in another city. But she was from where we was from. Anyways, we used to go to the club. They used to have like a little hole in the wall club. They used to call it Slim's in another city. So we used to go there, get in, whatever. And they didn't ID you, but you just had to pay $5 per head in the car. 5 or 10, something like that. Sometimes, so her mom had a spare key. So we was taking this car way before this incident happened. So we would go to the club. Sometimes we didn't have the money. I always had my money, and I was the oldest. So we was 17, 16, 15. So I always was the one driving. I ain't getting in no trunk because I'm claustrophobic, and I got my money. Sometimes Robin didn't have her money. Sometimes Black didn't have money. But even if whoever, sometimes they just would alternate who would get in the trunk. Because, you know, you had to pay at the gate $5 or $10 per head. So we would steal the car and go. It was like on Friday and Saturday night. It was particular nights that it was open. I can't quite remember way back then. But we would go to the club and we would pull in, because we wouldn't want people to do it. Pull in, park way in the bike, and whoever get out the trunk, get out the trunk. People laugh, whatever it was, what it was. All out there having good times. It was teenagers, young adults, and adults. Hey, mixed crowd. So we just do that for a while. And one time we got caught. I guess our mama caught on. Child, so we passed the club and pull up a little bit further. So I'm pulled over there, and next thing you know, somebody trying to get in the trunk. I don't remember which one was at that time. A car pulled up behind her. It was Blueberry Mama and Blueberry Mama man. Get my dang car. What the? She fussed us out all the way back. We laughing, she laughing. Y'all was finna get in the trunk. Y'all ain't even got no money for everybody to get in. So, okay. So after that, we had stopped. She hit the key, whatever the case may be. Okay. That's a whole nother story, but it goes together. So months go on. One time, so I had a dude, one of my little guy friends that liked me. He was taking us somewhere, so he took her to go get her money. Cause we stayed fixed, fresh shoes, hairdos. So he took her to get her money. Girl, go to the bank. Ain't none of all her money gone. I think it's just a little bit left. She was mad. She was heated, talking all this junk. And I was like, dang, that's messed up. She taking you to put your money in the account, but she with John at the same time. So, yeah. So, she was like, well, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Elgin, don't be touching it. You got to be touching, okay? Yeah, get off that table. Give me that. So, oh, you can play with that. Your daddy gave you that. I'm sorry. I'll be done in a minute, okay? Say, okay. Okay, good job. So she mad. So we planning. So she used to say, you know what? It wasn't probably that same day, but she's like, I'm going to take this car. We're going to ride out. We're going to go. We're going to go. So at this time, for some reason, I don't know what ended up happening. I probably got mad at my mama. I ended up going to her, where she was staying at. She was staying with her grandmother. Her mom was staying there, and my other cousin. They just let me. We family. So I was over there too. So I had a couple of baskets and stuff with my clothes and shoes in it. So she was like, when she at work, we going to go get her car, and we going to hotel. I say, not really want to do it, but I feel bad. I understand the situation. It's messed up. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, I'm with it. Because I got to be the driver. I'm the best driver at the time. She could drive, but, you know, talking about going out to different cities and stuff, it was going to have to be me. So we end up enlisting my brother-in-law, my sister's husband, to take us to her mom's job. Her mom worked at this mall. So, you know, it's a big parking lot. So her mama can't directly see us. So he drop us off. He don't know what we doing, but he drop us off. So we go get the car, and we go get our stuff, and we take off. So that means we had them playing the gas money. We had them playing each city we was going to. We had contacted people. Where you going? Oh, okay. Stay in this room with me. We had contacted people and everything. So them. Y'all, first place we went was Gainesville. A couple hours away. And that's where my best friend Robin was at. Well, she was staying at the time. So we went to go see her. We was out there for a couple of days. And we was just chilling, hanging, going to meet guys. Not meet guys like that, but, you know, going to see different people, hanging where she was hanging when she was there. And we either would sleep where she stayed at with her folks, or we would sleep in the car because we was still going for different cities. Child, was like we was on a road trip as teenagers. So at this point, her mama said, it's been a couple days. I reported my car stolen. And anybody know, if a car reported stolen, the police gonna draw on you. If you know what I'm saying, when they pull you over. So I'm like, shit, So she was like, I'm gonna report the car stolen. I won't get in trouble, bring back my car, you know, all this and that. They fussing back and so forth. And she said my name, you know you wrong. Why you going along with this? And I said, hey, I'm just going along with it. I'm just in the car. So in order to go to another city, we was going to like in Volusia County, we had to go through our city. That's the only way we knew. So we said we was going to go at nighttime. Child, why we went like, it was nighttime. It was maybe like 10, 11, 12, probably about 11, 12. We go back to our town. We almost out of our town as far as like the main city part. And we the only cars on the road for real. There ain't that many cars. So we had to stop like getting ready to prepare to turn left. And the police is going back the other way. We already knew what was up. As soon as he passed us, he got in the median and turned around. So by the time we turned, he was already behind us, pulling us over. So we pulled over to the right-hand side. A little bit, you know, as far as we can. Now, it's like I said, my Blueberry was a trouble teen. She got in trouble with the law and stuff like that. And Blueberry is also the same person that told me about the police schedule in my video where I forgot my name. So she knew. So I pull over. I'm scared of the motherfucker. I said, I'm finna get out the car. I said, I'm scared. I said, I'm finna get a car. I'm finna go. They're gonna shoot us. She said, who the hell we gonna tell them was driving the car? Because I said, I'm finna get in the bike seat. She said, who the hell we gonna tell them was driving the car? I said, I don't know. I'm scared. So she said, I'm gonna tell you to keep the car and drive. Keep your feet on the brakes. She said, when he get close by the car, hit it. I said, B-I-T-C. I say, B-I-T-C-H. I can spell. She was like, we got to do it because they're gonna draw on us. I said, all right. Scared as heck. And she said, turn off the lights once you go. So he get out the car. He walking towards the car. He got like midway because it's already a two-door car. So he got midway into the car. Boom. I hit it. Turn the lights off and everything. Gone. Now, This a dark road, like a county road, because it was our turn to go to another town, another city. Because once we was out their jurisdiction, we was out their jurisdiction. But when we going, another police coming down the same road, and he coming with his lights on flying. I don't know if he didn't see us or what, because it was like a silver car with dark tinted windows, and we had the lights off, and I ain't had no, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gone. He rolled right past us, didn't block us or nothing, but he got his lights on flying. So on the grace of God, I'm thinking at that time, I'm like, ooh. So she said, turn off. She told me the road to turn off, because you know what I'm saying, we knew this area, our people from this particular kind of road or whatever. So she said, turn off that way. So we turned off, parked in somebody's yard that we was familiar with, and shut off the car. And we stayed up till daybreak. She said, we're going to stay here until they change shifts. I told y'all she was the same one. She know the police shifts and stuff. And she said, we're going to drive. I said, no, I'm not. Heck no. She was like, you the best driver. You got to drive. I said, well, you get us out of this city and I do the rest. And y'all, we waited till that next morning. She got us out of that city and I did the rest. So we went on to our next destination over in Volusia County. Now, I was dating an older guy. He knew I was 17. We never had sex or anything. But he knew I was 17, but he knew we was on a road trip. He didn't know the details and the eyes and the ends of why we had this particular car. He just thought, why didn't he just let us slide? Because she was cool like that. So we went to meet up with him. He's staying with his baby mama and all types of stuff. So we waiting for him to go to work, waiting when he get off of work, and we meeting up, and he linking us up with his cousin. Then we get in the car and we go to we go to Kissimmee. We on I-4. Neither one of them want to drive, but they in the car with us. But they don't want to drive, so I'm acting like I'm real experienced, but I'm not. But I got my ass on I-4 when we got to Kissimmee away from Volusia County. And so so we were home with them a couple days. Then we came back to Volusia County, because we was all in Kissimmee and freaking like condos, chilling, because you know they D-boys. And at that time, we like D-boys. I'm a Florida girl, and that was just a thing back then. Just simple-minded. You know, that just was a thing. And it's kind of like my preference, dark, dreads, goals. So D-boys. Because this is not my first time being in a high-speed chase. This was my first time being the driver in a high-speed chase. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with somebody else's mess but trying to be loyal. But it wasn't my first time being in that type of situation, because I always dealt with D-boys, you know. Young, immature, didn't know no better. Knew better, but hey, you know, I don't live there no more. That was that. Yeah. Because the man that I'm in love with and that I live to spend my life with is far from that. You know, he ain't green, but he a hardworking man, he an honest man, and he belongs to me. He mine's on. But anyways, so yeah, so we go back to Volusia County. So his friend ended up going somewhere else or something, and then he ended up going back to his baby mama's house. So now we just in Volusia County. We all at the malls. We ain't got no real destination, y'all. Money getting low, because mind you, we done saved up checks and checks just for this particular situation. Let me drink some water. For this particular situation. So time, you know, I said, look, we need to go home. So I'm calling my mom. You know, everybody know by now. So I'm calling my mom and stuff. And she like, y'all need to stop. Bring the lady back her car. I explained to her. She's like, yeah, but this ain't your situation. Get the lady back her car. Y'all come. But the car done broke down. It won't even start. We in Volusia County, the car stuck in this big old parking lot like at a mall. So this mean weeks later or something. We just was on a road trip, man. And then my mom had to send her guy she was dating at the time to come get us, and we go back. Now, mind you, I told you I had got mad at my mom and went over there to stay with her and her folks, well, at her grandma's house, which is my auntie, my mom's sister. So we get back, girl, they got our stuff outside with bags over it, got baskets. Man, I'm missing clothes. I'm the type of person, I always been into like shoes. And back then, I wasn't really a big Jordan fan, but I had particular Jordans that I liked. I had Timberlands, Nikes, Fila. How about half of my shoes was missing? They ain't touching none of her stuff because they knew. And mind you, none of them could fit my shoes. I always wore a size 9, and they were shorter than me, so they were like 6, 8, man, not even 8, maybe 6, 7, and 5. So they would have been more likely to wear Blueberry shoes than mine, but they knew Blueberry was who messed them up. She was with that junk all the time, wild, cut up, yeah. So they knew not to take her stuff. So, child, they had to stole my shoes. And I remember years later after that, I would go to my Blueberry and them people house, mama house, and I see my shoes lined up in the closet because Blueberry and them, you know, my family like shoes, purses. All the women's in my family and that I know of and grew up around, they like purses, shoes, jewelry. So, you know, that's just what it was. So I would go to her house to see her shoes lined up because she kept her shoes lined up too, Blueberry mama. And then I see some of my big old shoes in there. They was clean and, you know what I'm saying, and not messed up. But if they too big for you, I also see Blueberry brother wearing them. But it was what it was. Hey, we did something, and that what it was. That was the consequence of that I did, trying to be loyal to somebody. We got over, we got past it. I still love them. They still love me. But that was just a story time. When I took the police on a high-speed chase, and that was the steps leading up to it, why I felt that I should be loyal to her and help her. Bring it here. But don't pick that food up and put it in there, y'all. He don't throw his bananas down, French toast sticks. He ain't throw down them ranch fries in no peanut butter cookies though, y'all. I'm gonna get off and get to my baby. But yeah, y'all, that's a story time that I just wanted to tell y'all because it was funny. It was funny then, and it's funny now. It could have been dangerous. We were wrong, you know what I'm saying? But that was a case of me being loyal to somebody that I just was close with, and it just was what it was. I was gonna ride. You know what I'm saying? So I got some more stories coming up. Don't we all? But that was just one of my stories, y'all. Get down in the comments, tell me, have y'all ever went through something like that? Being a teenager or what? You know, say something. Get down in the comments and say something and go ahead and subscribe because I don't know what you waiting on. Bye.